2021 calendar year, we had a total of 4,500 cases, and neglect took the lion's share.
Majority of the children that we support come from very humble backgrounds.
Koro konge matimore nade ema madho. Kongo nyalo mona kata ng'iyo gimoro kata sani king'iya kaka tienda ka dono kan goch mawigo yie.
Children are basically being exposed to these drugs and even the substances, even in the presence of their parents.
Compassion's approach to child protection is three-pronged. One is active prevention, then we have immediate response, and then partnership.
Ideally, our mandate is child protection. And in child protection, we do handle quite a number of cases. And we have almost 39 case categories. If I take an example of 2021 calendar year, we had a total of 4,500 cases. And neglect took the lion's share, 2,700. Issues of custody took 203 cases. And also defilement is a bit high, but the ones reported for that year were 83.
Majority of the children that we support come from very humble backgrounds. These are families which cannot afford to put food on the table, broken families, families with conflicts and violence among the parents, families that where children suffer from trauma and absence of parents, families whose economic levels are generally very low. And so given the background of the children that we serve, child neglect is a major issue that we are dealing with because majority of parents, for example in Homa Bay County, who try to fend for their children, they do so majorly through the lake, fishing in the lake. And so as parents go out in the lake to fish, to fend for their children, to be able to put food on the table, these parents sometimes spend a lot of time in the lake, so much that the responsibility to take care of children, the responsibility to ensure that they are available to interact, to guide, to mentor, to lead their children in a way is very minimal or non-existent.
Fishing is very, very much rampant along the lake. So what comes here? It comes with a lot of evils. You know, we have got issues that have been highlighted in the media for a long time, where there is the sex for trade or sex for fish and all that. And when you go along those beaches, you'll find that quite a majority of them are basically young kids. So it comes in two ways. One, these children, they wake up very early in the morning. They go along the beach at least to seek those favors, because they're not kind of qualified fishermen, but you find that they're trying their luck. This is affecting both the boy child and the girl child. So the boy child, you'll find them maybe with the fish rods, or they are even helping the fishermen to offload, and then they get some tokens. The girl child also in the same scenario. So when they do this, what do these fishermen ask for in return? Because they know that these kids cannot pay. So it goes that there is some sex that they demand for. Both the women fishmongers and even the male fishermen. So it's an issue that's affecting both the boy and the girl child.
Sometimes parents have gone to look for income generating activities like fishing or working in somebody's farmyard. They leave the children at home with the mother at home. They don't send money in good time, and this one may also lead to child neglect. Because when the provisions are limited, the other mother the mother that is left with the children at home may not provide fully for the child.
There is this issue of marriage whereby in Luo community, people don't prefer marrying ladies who have given birth out of wedlock. And you'll realize that if a child has been given birth to out of wedlock, when the mother has been married in a certain family, they don't value much this child. So the child always find when he or she is neglected, when he or she goes to school, she feel inferior in front of other learners.
At the core of it all, the substance abuse and the drug abuse is very, very much prominent. So you find that the children are basically being exposed to these drugs and even the substances, even in the presence of their parents.
Ok nikeche aero mondo adhi mbele. Amba nyalo gombo mondo mi awe kong'o. To nikech samoro obedo gimoro ma an awuon to chunya to gombo ni mondo awe. Kendo en gima asebedo katiyogo to ngala masebedo kayudo kuom. Koro kong'o matimore nade ema madho. Kong'o nyalo mona kata ng'iyo gimoro kata sani king'iya kaka tienda ka. Dono kan goch mawigo yie. To nikech kong'o tiparo ni ka dine ok amadh kong'o wacha wigi nyalo yiech.
Compassion's approach to child protection is three-pronged. One is active prevention, then we have immediate response, and then partnership. Under active prevention, what we do around that is awareness creation. When you are talking about awareness creation, we are creating awareness to the program participants, to the caregivers, and the community at large. We train caregivers, we also train the program participants on child protection issues and concerns that may arise in the community. And immediate response, we are saying we can do everything to prevent an abuse from happening. But we know that abuse might just still occur. So should abuse occur, we advocate for immediate response. One of the first things that we require is that abuse case should be reported and reported immediately to the relevant government agencies, whether it's the chief, the village headman, we're talking about the police, to the medics, and also we need the case reported in our case management platform that we call Ethics Point.
Our department is the department that is legally mandated to handle issues of child protection. And we do that through a two-pronged approach in two ways. First of all, we have the responsive action. And here when I talk of responsive action, this is the action that we actually is more or less a reactive. We act after it has happened. And somebody has neglected a child, somebody has abused a child, a parent has abducted a child, they are fighting over custody. Those are what we call the responsive actions. Secondly, we also have what we call the preventive, and ideally that is where the advocacy, the campaigns, the sensitization fall, where we want to ensure that we actually prevent those types of abuses before they actually happen.
Child neglect drives over 90% of all other forms of violence against children. Then we thought, strategically speaking, the best thing to do in terms of what an organization like Compassion can do is to focus more than 90% of its effort in that which contributes more than 90%. So the first thing that we have done is to make sure we channel our effort where it matters most. We want to trigger sustainable action, which involves everyone, every stakeholder, right from the village level up to the highest government structure.
The program ensures that children are known, loved, and protected. First and foremost, we recognize that a child comes from a home, they have a name, And we encourage the child development workers to call and to refer to these children by their name. That way, the child feels known, loved. Also, the fact that the Compassion International, through its sponsorship program, connects one child to one supporter. That way, the supporter gets to have a one-on-one relationship. That way, the child feels loved by their supporter. I think it's a critical component because with time they build a very strong bond. The child gets to feel loved by this person who is supporting them. We also encourage the church partners that we work with to encourage the caregivers to ensure that these children have birth certificates. I think it's one of the ways that as a government, it requires that each child has a birth certificate as a way of them being known by the government of Kenya.